Hey everybody, I'm Chelsea Cross, host of The Chelsea Cross Show, and today I'm here to give you 6 tips that will help you boost your SAT score. My first tip is very easy. Go out and get yourself a copy of the official SAT Study Guide Edition 2. This book actually uses previous test questions from prior exams in this book to help you practice. So what better way to practice? Speaking of practice, that's my second tip. Practice, practice, practice. Make sure you allot time, and a lot of time, to sit down and take full-on SAT practice exams. Yes, this may mean that you have to, designate on a Saturday 4 hours of your time, but the more you take full practice tests, the better you will 100% do on the SAT test itself. Your nerves will be less, you'll be more confident, and you'll know in your mind how much time you need to allot for each subject because each subject is timed efficiently. So the more practice tests you take, the better. My third tip is to brush up on your reading and your vocabulary skills. The better reader you are, the more likely you're going to get a higher score on the SAT. So brush up on a lot of reading and a lot of vocabulary before you take the SAT for the first time. Whenever you're reading something and you don't know what a word is, look up that vocabulary definition, and also take the time to look in the official SAT study guide at all of their vocab words, because those vocabulary words have been previously used in prior exams. My fourth tip is math. If you're not a great math person, then really focus on algebra and geometry. There's a lot of critical thinking in the math department during the SAT exam, so brush up on the things that you can memorize, like the equations for algebra and geometry. My next tip has to do with not only your brain and the knowledge that you need for taking the SAT, but preparing your body for it to do as well as it possibly can throughout the SAT. So here's what I mean. Focus on sleep, hydration, and food before the SAT. Try to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and the dinner before your SAT test and your breakfast before your SAT test are extremely important for your brain power. Make sure you purchase foods like blueberries, salmon, dark chocolate, coffee, mixed nuts. All of these foods have really great nutrients that will fuel your brain, help your clarity, help your mood swings, and really help you reboot that fuel that you need to continue throughout that 4-hour SAT test time. You're going to have about a 20-minute break during that SAT test, so make sure you bring a snack with you. Bring a piece of dark chocolate, bring a bag of mixed nuts, bring a bag of blueberries, because this superfood will charge your brain and help you power through the rest of the test, doing the best that you possibly can. My next tip is extremely important. Don't be scared to skip certain questions. If you're coming along the test and you stumble upon a question that you just can't figure out, don't be afraid to move on. Leave it, move on, go on to some other questions. As soon as you've filled out all the questions that you know the answers to, that's when you can go back in and take the time to try to figure out the question that you couldn't get before or guess on the test. It's better to guess and bubble in an answer than leave it blank. Good luck. I know it's difficult, but you will get through it. Take my tips into consideration, and I'm sure you will do great. Good luck, everybody.